Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel. Go to
and
the Applegate.
welcome. Okay, hold on, just a goddamn second. We didn't look at we didn't look at the footage to see what item was missing. Shoot, it's probably important. We totally will.
Applegate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Damn, baby. Should I have grabbed my allowance? Maybe. Probably. So, two things. Number one is
Yes.
we totally have the code for the Orchard Gate. Number two is we were shown in the cinematic this being unlocked, I thought, but maybe not. I thought so.
I don't remember that.
Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it was the other one. Because there's a gate with there's a gate with that holly on it in the west yard too when the garage doors open.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was that one. Okay.
Applegate.
Apple Orchard Gate. So 1128, right?
1128.
Ah, boy, that is not how those move generally. That was
No.
very weird to see. The apple orchard has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. Oh, starting tomorrow, you'll start each new day with an extra 20 steps.
Okay.
Jesus.
That would have been helpful before. That's the kind of thing I think the game should be giving us all along, not on day 30.
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily take until day 30 to get it.
Mm.
Hey, look, more fire. Yay.
Yay.
Fire.
We have 2 of the fires.
Indeed. Unfortunately, it sure seems like there are 4 of them. I'm not an expert, but there's a sundial, which is curious.
Tell us what time it is.
I guess it's a way of knowing the time without having to go inside the house. So you try to hit your hit the time lock safe, right? Huh. This is one of those little stands that the gems are in the safe. In the various safes. That's an odd little thing. Alright, what's this say? It's the gardener's logbook. April 10th, 1992. When I first came on the estate in the capacity of the new groundskeeper, I was a little dismayed to find that my predecessor had kept no notes, no logbook, no record of any kind regarding the various gardens and green rooms of the house under his care. As a result of this improvidence, in the first few months of my post I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe could have been avoided with even a few scraps of imparting wisdom from the previous groundsman. To that end, I will make an effort to make some record of my dealings on the estate inasmuch as it pertains to horticulture and general tomfoolery. So a thing that's interesting about this is this gives the name Robert Nogula to the groundskeeper. But if I'm understanding this correctly, this dude's term starts at April 10th, 1992, so he wasn't around for basically all of the other events that we've read about.
Yeah.
Was the guy in the hovel was the groundskeeper before, right?
I think so.
All right, I might want to look at the hovel again. Mr. Ravane, I have in my notes. Anyway, among my many commissioned duties, I have been tasked with the conservation and oversight of Mount Holly's alluring grounds. My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, entrance drive, and east yard. Fortunately for my workload, the maintenance of the west grounds has not been a priority since Lady Epson's death and the ensuing closure of the west wing. Right, there's a note about that in the west wing hall. Nevertheless, I take some pride in my work, so I still endeavor to brush the west path weekly, even if none but myself take notice. In addition to maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house that require some level of upkeep and light groundskeeping. The majority of these I discovered are only draftable on the perimeter of the house along the east and west wings. The terrace, patio, veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden all fall within this category. Okay, the morning room is a green room. One of the first tasks I undertook as groundskeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil underneath each slot on both the east and west wings of the house. And while I would have preferred a full survey of all 45 plots, it was clear that the inconvenience such an undertaking would produce was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from this survey only ever appear in the wings. To quantify soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended up taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. As suspected, the room position has a direct relationship to the amount of fruit spread from gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in a greenhouse. Okay, I mean, that's like kind of information, but again, you have so little control over where you have even the opportunity to place rooms. Like,
Yeah.
a few years ago, the Baron made the long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electrical power. The installation of the new system was a substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house had to be equipped with new fixtures and wiring. Thankfully, these renovations did not extend beyond the mansion's interior, and all the lamps and equipment used outside are still connected and powered by gas line, including but not limited to the orchard's smudge pots. These smudge pots found among the apple trees here in the orchard are a critical necessity, thanks to the cold temperatures and high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gas line should be turned off to conserve resources for the estate's other gas-powered machinery and appliances. After a few months of idleness, I finally have a new cause to champion, and I have submitted a request for a change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda, currently in the cloister, with the much more appropriate angel, Rinna. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? Though amused, I do not think Anne took the request too seriously, though she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject for the better part of our lunch yesterday. And she wonders why I avoid tending the cloister. Truth be told, I have forgotten how to access the inner garth, and am too scared of chastisement to probe for the particulars for a third time. Amabel?
Yeah.
There is a way to get into the...
Okay.
But we're not the only person who can't find it. Alright. So Rinna, the angels with the various tools have names. The one with the gardening hoe is Rinna. I don't know if that's ever going to be necessary for us to know, but it feels like it's worth a screenshot at least.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the apple orchard giving us extra steps every day seems like a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And this is a thing that we could have potentially gotten much earlier. It's just a matter of, like, you have to find the magnifying glass and get the dark room and get the utility closet on the same day.
Yeah.
And you have to know like the way that works.
Yeah. Which, that's not within your control, and there's an extent to which
I'm going to go check. Obviously, we got to do the outside room, then I'm going to go check the other gate.
puzzle games and games with narratives.
I do feel like the orchard should give you the steps on the day you open it as well.
Yeah. Are somewhat guided experiences.
Hmm.
But, what are you thinking here?
Well, I wanted to look at the hovel to double check my data here, double check my names. It is definitely going to be a better pull on later days where we have even more steps.
Yeah. So
but I do want to check it again. I'm just gonna take it while it's on my mind.
okay. Um, but I think a game where there is so much variability as far as when you're going to hit these milestones.
We did not see this before. Tested my full house theory. No luck. 45292 is weird, right?
Well, it's 4 plus 5 is 9.
Yeah, well, yes, I see.
Pink is minus.
No, yellow's minus. Pink is divide. Pink is multiply, purple's divide. Yeah.
Okay. 18 divided by 9 is 2. Minus 2 is 0. Huh.
Hmm?
Why does it say 2 starting rooms?
Because there are 2 starting rooms. Would be my guess.
Well, we've only encountered 1, though.
No. Oh. No, there's 2 rooms on the map at the start of every day.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a good thing we did come back here. Apparently, I just missed almost all of the stuff in here the first time. We saw the letter on the table. Oh, yeah, Mr. Ravain. Vacate the hovel by the 20th of March. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that creates a little, we got some narrative there.
Yeah.
Tested my full house theory, no luck as expected. Which is to suggest that there's no good reason to completely fill the house out. But since we're over here, I want to go check the gate.
Okay. What are the 2 items we started with, by the way?
Oh, this doesn't cross if you didn't have this. Okay. That's a good question. It's the key card and the broken lever.
Okay.
So not the slamminest necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the most pogs. Use a slammer with a pog, right?
Oh, I thought you were saying pogs I thought you were getting hip to the kids lingo.
The pogs have not been hip for a long. That was the 90s.
Well, no, but now people pog
Pogs are coming back?
Okay, you're fully unaware of the thing. Never mind.
What about hacky sacks? Are they still not a thing?
It's still not a thing. What are you talking about? They were a thing.
I mean, sort of.
Yeah. Yes, sort of. What of it? I'm a little afraid. I'm a little afraid of the library turning us the wrong way, so I took this room instead. Still on a desperate quest for the pool. The parlor is facing bad. Let's take the den.
What I was saying is, I think there's some, difficulty in trying to set up pacing for a thing when there's so much of what the kids call RNG.
And it is only the kids who call it that.
Yeah.
Are we going to need the utility closet? Well, if I'm trying to check the gate, I guess it's important that the power to the garage be on.
Yeah. Okay.
Bloody hell. We got a couple of things we're looking for today. A few things we're trying to do. All right, garage power on. Keycard entry system should stay on because we have a keycard. Oh wait, but I should turn off the power to the gymnasium. Because we hate the gymnasium. Okay. Oh, we hate it so. Alright, so we have the one way out of the entrance hall and the hallway here. I guess let's hallway.
Okay.
So we're still just like looking, we're like desperately looking for the pool so that we can start the process of trying to get other stuff going. Desperately looking for the pool.
Yeah. Did you have Pogs when you were a kid?
Yeah. I have I have a sad story about Pogs. It was one of those stories that's kind of like if you told this story, I suspect that you would call it a funny story.
Oh.
Okay, so I think adding a gold to our allowance is the thing here. But is it apples? We ate one apple, so there's 4 apples left somewhere. Or is it...
Yeah.
I think unlock or bypass the security door, and we
Okay.
we use the Black Bridge protocol to network over to the security room computer from here and turn the door frequency all the way up. Since we have our key card, everything.
Okay.
It's a brilliant strategy that can't possibly backfire.
How do you feel about those modem sounds? Are those good modem sounds for you?
They're pretty weedy, in my opinion. But I get why they would be, because it really is. It's a horrible sound. The true sound of the modem connecting. So I get why they went soft on it. Keycard system settings, security level, maximum. Okay. It's going to be potentially a useful day, maybe. There's a chest in this room. I am not going to open it. Where the hell is the pool? Commissary seems fine. Steps getting a little low, maybe. Salt shaker. I mean, I'll take a shovel.
Shovel's good.
I'll take a shovel. Looks like it could be useful for digging. It's true. Well, none of these rooms connect to the foundation, which is annoying. I do not think we want to take a dead end here. Sadly, no loose dirt. But we do get a watering can. And then I guess the chapel.
Yeah.
Not amazing, but I mean, okay, well, I guess I'm glad we checked both directions. The foundation is likely to have dirt. We could potentially find cool stuff if we can get to the foundation. Where the hell are all the security doors? We cannot get to the foundation. It has been blocked off on all sides.
Observatory, then, I think.
Yeah. In theory, this run has already, we've already done a useful thing with the day. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers today. Amabel?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Hot.
Okay. The thing is, there's always a ton of dirt. And we know there's a way in. I thought that... I felt it before, but now we know. And look, now there are flowers and also the watering can. Gems are extremely not the problem we're having today. There's not actually very much dirt this time, which is a real shame.
The thing is, I'm not seeing any
Motherfucker,
verbs here.
You can reach those flowers. Simon, it's knee high. No, but we mustn't break a rule.
Yeah, this little shit loves following rules. You got his number.
Thank you, sweetie. I really have no idea what to do here. I mean, basically the only thing in here is the statue, right? So it feels like it's got to have something to do with the statue. My guess that we may have to go to the tomb first is still pretty live. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's my...
Yeah, all right.
Unless there was something... can we look at the statue in the angels in the chapel? Either the one that's there or the one that's supposed to be there, and
yeah, we
see
can
if
do
there's
that.
any kind of interaction we can do there.
This is frustratingly locked, which okay, hold on. Let's see about the other doors here. So our step count's getting pretty bad, but we're also getting pretty locked. There is technically still more house available from the entrance hall, but like we're not gonna be able to get back there unless we take the guest bedroom.
Yeah, do you want a guest bedroom?
I don't.
Okay.
I want to do this. I want to continue onward. I want to find the pool. Okay, so 3 steps to play the courtyard.
Do it.
With the desperate hope of finding cool stuff. Well, there's a sledgehammer. In addition to, all the dirt and the flowers and whatnot. Turnips? Come on, turnips.
Man, if you could draft a workshop and a coat check, you could
also
have the power.
be super helpful if we could find a damn security door. We really don't want to put down the boiler room prior to the pool.
Yeah, it's gonna be parlor.
Yeah, let me before we go in there. Yes,
in?
Absolutely. Before we go in there, we're doing this. So the kitchen would let us buy some food, and we can't afford to pay for food. I do want to check the gate, but we'll have opportunities to check it's not that hard to get the power onto the garage. That's the thing we see all the time. Let's try to wring a little bit more out of this run here. Nothing ready-made. We unfortunately don't quite have enough coins for any of the good food. I want those bacon. I want those bacon and eggs. Damn it. What's so funny?
Your reaction.
Okay, nothing in here except for the thing that's always going on in here. Black box is not empty. The statement on the black box is true. A box with a false statement contains the gems. Amabel. we
Yeah.
have a conundrum.
Okay.
All right, so the black box is not empty. And a box with a false statement contains the gems. We got some things at odds here.
Right.
Okay, so a box with a false statement contains the gems. We know this box does not contain the gems. Well, sorry, if that's true. If this is true, the black box contains the gems. If this is true... Statement on the black box is true. So if this is true, then this is also true? And this would have to be false.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the case, then this is no longer true. So that's self-negating. Right? So this statement is false.
Okay.
In the finished thing. So
And if those two, if that and the white box are both false, because the white box would have to be false, the black box is false, then the blue box is true.
So the black box is not empty.
Yep. Well,
take the key back out, please.
no.
It's funny that they let you close it again. I mean, we certainly didn't need gems today. We're probably not going to be able to reach the dining room if we don't get some keys. Oh, we can't take the other ones. We don't have the steps.
It's all right. This run is not so great.
This has not been our best run. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of hoping to pull like a coat check or something here. There would be no point.
We're gonna go to 0 when we enter the room.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what we pick here.
I mean, but will bedroom give us the 2 steps? Let's find out. The bedroom gives us the 2 steps first.
Oh yeah. But we may be able to take the room beyond bedroom. Okay, we do get to take the room beyond the bedroom at least. It's a key.
Sure.
Brutal. Well, sadly, this does not matter.
You take the gymnasium and end it, I guess.
I take the storeroom. I'm picking things up. Woo! We're saying hello to the dare bird.
Dare bird! I am a dare bird.
I like your enthusiasm. Oh no! Yeah, that was a crappy day. I cannot believe turning the oh no, I can because the random number generator is less random than it is cruel. But to not have seen a single security door after turning the security up to maximum. Pretty shitty. Pretty shitty of the game to do that to us. Alright, save and continue. Feels like the hovel's kind of just a bad room, honestly.
Well, we need to turn on that lamp, though. So
now that we have 20 more steps, actually, maybe that's enough to turn it around.
Hello, viewers.
Because we do run out of gems a lot.
Yeah,
It's certainly the case that that's a common failure mode for us. So, and think about it with the sauna, we'd start with 90. In that case, I could definitely see the hovel being actually quite good. Even if it doesn't give you any totally cool stuff when you start. It's the schoolhouse, right? We got to see more classrooms. I got to do a better job of maintaining the run so we can see more classrooms because there are more things to learn. But there's nothing else actually in here, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, we turned the thing on. We read the letter. We saw Herbie's graffiti. All right, to the run we go. So, let's talk about like strategy here. What are we really trying to do? We're trying to just seal out of rooms at this point, right? We're not looking for any particular rooms anymore.
Other than the pool and then the pump room powered by the.
Oh no, sorry.
boiler.
That's not what I meant. We're not looking for any particular we're not trying to get to any particular spot on the blueprint map anymore.
No.
The whole thing we're doing at this point is trying to find particular rooms. Yeah. So just okay. I still want to play sort of like toward the foundation for the doors. This seems like a fine time for a library.
I would have gone conference room. That's interesting.
Why would you have gone conference room? Okay, this is the same.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was volume 3 before or not. I thought
Well, there was this volume and there was the volume that was in the draft.
Right,
room.
and I couldn't remember if this.
Okay. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm sorry.
Have we ever seen the gallery before?
I don't think so.
All right, library paying off. Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, there was a puzzle piece, right? Christopher Manson.
Penis.
If you say it slower, it makes it take up more spaces.
Yeah.
So it's a hydrant and an apple and a tulip and an upside down stop sign in a wagon.
A wagon.
Reflected, and one of them has a P. The other one doesn't. What are we looking at here?
A lot of red objects.
That's true. It's true. In theory, all of these things would be red, right? The little red wagon is sort of the canonical expression of...
Yeah.
But what does this have to do... Like, I'm trying to figure out if this is one of those things where it's like, this is one word, and then you take the P away and it's a different word, like the sketches, you know?
Okay.
What else are we looking at here? Acrylic and oil on canvas, 5 letters. Okay. Hubris, envy. So these are the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, they're a set of 7, yeah.
Amabel, are you being difficult right now, or are you trying to solve the puzzle?
I don't remember hubris being okay. I'm
Hubris is pride.
So why isn't it okay?
There's nails in an infinity sign. There's a white tiger. This is like there's a lot of weird detail for something that's going to be expressed in very few letters.
Yeah.
I think that's true of all. That's true of all of these. Very. Your actual objective is that way, through the field of eyeballs. Well, there's that old saying, right? In vino veritas. that comes to mind.
Yeah.
But what about actual objective? This is very strange. These men have tiny chests. Although I guess they're very large chests relative to the men. So this doesn't have to be a P. It just says P there because I played with it. We don't have a full set of letters available here. Okay, that's interesting. So it's a little clumsy and slow, but we could figure out what letters we have available, and that can help us narrow it down. VLRN TS. It's a shame. I was kind of hoping there weren't going to be any vowels in this one, so that would help us rule out some stuff really quickly. But
how many letters is the word?
6. What do you think you got?
Prince.
This is Prince to you?
It's red with a P. Red Prince is a book that has significance in the plot and to this family. That
okay, it's pretty tenuous, I would say, but it's better than anything I got. That said, you might be catching a beat here from the letter wheel.
All right. That's not it then.
Okay, we've looped it. Russia, we didn't loop it until right there. You didn't know. All right. So
is there an O and an N in the last one? I mean, I don't think it.
Are you just?
It doesn't represent a prison to me.
Yeah. Okay. Are you just jiggling the handle here? Because don't do that. Because it's tedious to enter the letters.
Okay.
Let's try to have actual answers instead of flailing.
I mean, I don't.
I mean, it's certainly meaningful that this is a black and white representation of a bunch of red objects. I think you're right on with that.
Is this the only painting that has a big letter on it?
No.
I mean, there's the big letters there for thick. No, they all have letters on it.
Yeah,
really.
They all have letters on them. So, okay. How about this one? Got a comet hand streaking across the sky holding a set of manacles. The word thick, mostly rendered in thick letters. And what appears to be the Pixar lamp. And this one is only 5 letters. The dates on them. Oh no, that's just his birth date. Never mind. They're not the individual works. They're not dated. I was gonna say I wonder what significance those have, but it turns out it's probably nothing. It's probably just that that's his date, his birth date. Well, manacles, cuffs, chains, thick and thin. A hand on the end of a comet holding manacles. I mean, it certainly feels like it means something. It's one of those paintings that if I went to a real museum and I saw this, I'd be like, oh no, am I dumb? This doesn't mean anything to me. What is wrong with me?
I mean, the art doesn't necessarily need to mean something to you. It can just have like a visual. Like
Annabelle,
how does it feel to
are you
you?
right now criticizing my ability to make sense of art in a museum
No,
while I'm talking about how I feel? How about
what
you?
I what I am telling you is you should not be criticizing how you feel because it can be an ecstatic response, and you don't necessarily need to be able to explain the symbolic universe of the thing. And you're one of the smartest and most insightful and open people that I know, open to new experiences and new kinds of art. And if I
So the answer is
be nice
yes.
to you.
The answer is yes. You are, instead of doing the thing, simply
I'm lost.
doubling down on my insecurities. The word
No, I am
thick is
trying to.
reflected in the pond. I, 5 letters
I mean,
is so little space to express anything about what's going on here.
it feels like there's probably some kind of pun,
Yeah, that's but like what could
but
it
what
even
is the
be in
pun?
5 letters, right? Okay, so there's like 8 letters available to us there. This one's short enough that I am wondering if we can figure out. Okay, this middle one is mostly vowels. It's A, E, I, O, U, N, and R. It's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, well, we have THIC in these first four letters.
Yeah.
Do we have a K in the last one?
Unfortunately, I can't make it go back around. I do not think that entering the word thick is going to do it, but maybe. Okay, the nature of the challenge does not seem to be just enter a word of the thing. Although maybe we don't. Maybe we won't even know. Maybe it only reveals to you if you get all
Yeah.
4 of them right.
Yeah, that's
It feels like a thing there's probably some outside hints for.
there would have to be. There would have to be.
Out of curiosity here. No. There's no I in the first spot here.
Okay.
Well, do you want to just push through? It's
Yeah, let's
so
just let
weird. It feels terrible to see a new room with a puzzle and just like give up on the puzzle.
Yeah, but I don't see how to I don't see what the verbs are for the puzzle.
Well,
I
the
mean,
verbs are entering
uh,
letters in the thing.
one not the verb. I'm sorry. I don't see the logic. I don't see the thing to start to grab hold of to make sense of it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's push on at least a little bit. So hallway here is pretty great. There's no reason to think that we're necessarily done with the room right away either. I don't hate this as a position. Oh, I can't classroom.
Yeah.
We don't have any gems. Being on 0 gems is such a nightmare. Let's remember that's there. I'm not necessarily going to touch it now. Well, eats up our gem right away. Are we better off just like throwing a guest bedroom here? You think?
That's really your call. Like
Okay.
I don't have a strong sense
The
of
guest
like.
bedroom usually has a gem in it as well. Although today it's the key card instead.
Good. Now there won't be any doors that use it.
Yeah. We've,
Blueprints.
we have eliminated all of the key card doors from the pool. Yay us. Okay. I'd love to see that attic. There's probably some cool stuff in that attic.
We've ever drawn that before.
I think we have. I think that's the second time we've seen that. It's hard to have the gems when you need to have the gems. Chapel continues to give us some openness, but we do technically already have access to the space north of the foundation. I'm just gonna take the billiard room. All right. What kind of goofy puzzles do you want to give us today? So 4 times 4 minus 4 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, so 1 times 18 divided by 9 is 2. Those were cute more than like difficult. It's not a great position for a breaker box. It's not horrible either. Well, I don't feel strongly incentivized to push northward, right?
Okay.
Into the part of the house where we would need all the keys. Because, like, in theory, if you build... That's annoying. Heard me talking shit. In theory, if you build for the southern part of the house, if you try to stay in the southern part of the house as much as possible, you get more real estate for fewer resources spent, although that did not really work out that way here. The commissary might be interesting. We might find that we're a little short on money, though. And this does not put it in a position where it will be pleasant to come back to later if we do whiff on the money. Yeah. 7 is a really awkward amount. So I might just take the storeroom. I do love to get like a shovel or something from a closet, but well, the closet often drops dice, you know? Yeah, all right, I'll take that. I'm a little less enthused about the Lucky Rabbit's Foot. I wish the Lucky Rabbit's Foot was more precise about its function.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't love the items that are just like, this does something. Greater chance, increases, etc. What if you just told me a number? You know? Okay, drawing room is not like a horrible use of our gems, but man, I wish we had more gems.
Yeah.
Especially since the classrooms require gems. So we could take the parlor. The north door out of the foundation is still live. I'm going to take we got to get some gems. Which means we have to get this right.
Okay.
I know we're
Don't
both...
listen to me this time.
Well, I know we're both flagging a little bit. We're both kind of drowsy, so let's just focus up. A box next to this box contains the gems. That doesn't say anything. A box next to this box displays a false statement. Well, that's false. So that's true. So this is the gems. That was a much easier one than yesterday. I wonder if they're adjusting the difficulty up and down based on your successes and failures.
that could be.
The library, or the nook, takes us into a wall. The patio doesn't spread things because there's nothing yet to spread. So I guess this is not like the worst position for an indoor nursery.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a lot of value in going in right away. No, wait, I think
Yeah.
it starts with some gems, doesn't it? Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe not.
It starts with a red prince. Some cool toys. The terrifying goose in the corner. That's
See you, Goose.
That's Goose in the corner. That's Goose in the spotlight.
I saw a couple of geese today,
Yeah.
but they were Canada geese.
Mm-hmm. Basically,
They're-
the only kind we get around here.
Yeah, they were not a fun time.
Yeah, no, they're mean. They're horrible creatures.
Hey,
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'll take that. Yeah, I guess. Reading nook that's facing the correct direction, at least. Probably don't want to open that chest. Oh, yeah, especially now. Okay, magnifying glass is fun. Maybe not the most useful thing, but certainly fun. And so we have got, yeah, we've seen all of these now.
yeah.
Swimbird. We love you, Swimbird.
Well, that kills the run. Oh no, it doesn't. The entrance hall still.
Yeah. But I think I might re-roll here because, like, the bookshops, the mail.
If
We
we,
don't
had money,
really-
the bookshop would be fine.
Yeah, if we had money, I'd be okay with the bookshop. If we had enough money for the kinds of things that appear in the bookshop. We don't exactly know what all appears in the bookshop. You know, we've only seen it the once. It might be the case that the commissary has different stuff in it from day to day, right? And different amounts of money are enough based on that. But I think I'm just gonna use our die. If we were gonna secret passage here, I don't think there's a color. Like we're looking for the pool.
Pool's a blue room, right?
Yeah, I think it's just a normal blue room.
I mean, we can secret passage to a blue room.
Yeah, but that's not super helpful. There's so many of them.
Right. I know, but
Oh, I'm wondering if we should just take the wine cellar and then head back to the entrance hall.
okay.
I don't know. I think I'm going to.
Okay.
Let's just get a whole bunch of gems. Let's get a whole mess of gems. Okay, 2 more dice also. Pretty rad. Just verifying that there's nothing else critical. Okay. Yeah, and then we'll just head back, and we didn't get anything for the indoor nursery, which is a little bit of a shame. Yeah, okay.
Well, if we can get a conference room before we draft more green rooms, then they'll just show up in the conference room. There's an incentive to do that.
No, I don't believe that's right. The conference
So is
room
that?
refers to spreading specifically,
Oh, you're right.
I think.
I'm sorry. No, you're right.
Do you want to take another shot at these as we're walking past?
I mean, I really don't.
Yeah, we got plenty of, like, we actually have plenty of steps to come back here if we should discover some kind of hint or something. All right, first classroom. It's not actually even good because we know what's in it, but... Huh. A student hall pass. That's a cool item.
Yeah.
Don't lose steps traveling between hallways, and hallways draft from each other for free. And also, apple. And also, an apple, it's here.
That's pretty good.
I wonder, how aggressively should I be redrawing? Well, we're definitely going to redraw here.
Yeah. I mean, I would redraw until I got the pool. That's what I would do.
Well, we might not get that much redraw. Commissary's fun, though.
You have 6 redraws.
Yeah. We're
Get
probably...
the commissary if you want.
Yeah, the commissary is going to have an item, and it's going to be rad. It could even be a shovel. Because there's already some fair amount of dirt exposed on this side of the house. Like if we have to come back here, 44 steps.
Yeah, we got still have plenty of steps.
I think I'm going to run back for the foundation right now, maybe. Actually.
Okay.
The other thing we could do is we could try to draft. We could see about drafting a green room or two, and then go back, and make it so we're getting some gems at least.
That's your call.
Let me try to push forward a little bit more. Patio is unfortunately shaped the wrong way. Okay, West Wing Hall will do it. So yeah, June 15th, 1983. Lady Clara Epson. West Wing will be closed until further notice. The floor plans are... We're going to leave the floor plans in the pool. Just please don't draft them. Madness. Alright, so this is a dead end no matter what. The boudoir is just a gem. Maybe sometimes a little bit more. The kitchen is probably not too much better in our current state. Well, except that it costs a gem. I'd rather gain a gem than lose a gem. Hot take. I'd rather gain a gem.
Ow. I'm just scorched by that take and how hot it was.
I get it. I see what you're doing. Drawing room does go to 2 open spaces.
Yeah.
All right. Lots of good stuff you could get here. I feel like I want to take the classroom, right? Because we want to get past the second classroom, which we've seen already, so that we can start potentially drafting more and better classrooms. Also, look at all the money.
Steal that kid's money.
I mean, they're not coming back for it. All right, this we saw already. We can examine people's homework with a magnifying glass, but I don't really know what the utility of that would be. All right, so we want to just take the room out here and hopefully get something cool. The dining room admits us through. I'm a little reluctant to reroll on a thing where we have a functional path for fear
Okay.
that we will get 3 rooms that do not have a functional path between them. Yeah, there's not even a card here indicating what fancy dinner is going to be.
No, that's listed in the kitchen.
Yeah. Spare green room's not bad. Okay, third classroom is new information. That said, we also have the patio here, and while I'm not so concerned about the stuff getting spread, the patio gives us access to potentially pulling the archives and getting that file cabinet key.
Okay.
But if we take the classroom and then I'm going to take the classroom. First of all, this is a new classroom, and secondly,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to get to re-roll a ton of times coming out of it. So we're likely to get some cool stuff. Science is fun. Did you know you can spell things with the periodic table elements?
Yeah.
Use the elements below to form the answers to each question below. So like each different classroom is like a hint for a different puzzle, I guess. There's probably some of them that would be helpful to us still, because there sure are some puzzles that we don't yet have a handle on. Steal a teacher's apple. Blank science worksheets. Yeah. Get her, Quinn. Get her ass.
Good job. What a delightful child.
Oh, well, that's a problem. That's a different kind of issue.
Well, we got some digging to do.
Yeah, different kind of issue that is resolved only by a long walk.
And luck.
And some luck. Luck in my blueprints.
It's more likely than you would think.
You're goddamn right. I believe there is a key for sale here. So even if we don't find even if we don't find a key, if we just find enough coins, we can end up with something.
I had someone ask me today on the social media if I dislike blueprints because it's popular, and it felt
That's an
so strange.
odd question.
It's an odd question. I don't know if I dislike. There are things I dislike about it. There are things I think are bad, but I still today was like, "Hey, can we go open that Applegate?" And that's something. Like, it's frustrating the way it works against.
Yeah.
It works against the things that we want to do.
Yeah.
But we're like, the elements that are compelling are in tension with the way the game works. But gems. How do you we're a dozen or more episodes in now,
Yeah.
and we rolled credits once. Do you dislike the game? Do you like the game? Where are you?
I don't dislike the game. It's a little hard to separate the deep frustration from everything else, but I do not think that it's fair to say dislike. It's just that it does shit that sometimes it does things that make you want to scream. Yeah, we are not in a good spot steps-wise here. And it would be helpful if I didn't take the wrong... I saw a classroom and I got excited.
I mean, that's usually the case with you.
Whoa! Amabel!
You love to learn.
Uh-huh.
What?
That's a fucked up thing to...
I didn't say anything fucked up. I just...
Have we been in this office?
I don't think we have. Are we doing that, or are we going to fish with all our redraws?
I think I'm going to fish. Or additional classrooms from which we could continue fishing for the pool.
Yeah.
Although at this point there's so little space left. That I do feel like even if we get the pool, the odds of pulling the pump room and the boiler are pretty bad, right? Well, there it is. I don't think we can turn that down, although this is just going to be a locked door, right?
We don't know that. We don't know that.
I do. Okay, I guess I don't. How many dice do we have?
1.
Courtyard gives us 2 doors and some digging.
Yeah, let's do courtyard.
And a sledgehammer, which is not nothing. Pebbles, rad. We found a lot of junk this time. Okay. So we got to find the boiler and the pump room. And they're both set to common because they're both gear rooms, so we were able to set them. So in theory, it shouldn't be too hard to find. But we do have to find them sequential.
Yeah.
So the dark room's the only one that lets us through here. The question is, do we do a redraw, right?
I think we do a redraw.
All right. Well, for safety's sake now... Oh, I don't remember if the pump room costs gems to enter. The boiler room, I believe, does cost 1. But I'm thinking locksmith, kinda.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's probably all we're getting there.
Now, is the pool itself common?
We have no way of knowing what the rarity of the pool is.
That's not one we could have adjusted on our own.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't have a gear.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Well, I think we gotta take the dark room here.
Yeah.
There goes the key.
Blueprints.
What do you think? Do we take one of the gems?
3. Number 3. Yeah, see the gem room.
Number 3, huh? All right.
Yeah.
All right. I put it on you. The walk-in closet. So that is the end of the run. It did cause the dining room to spawn food. I heard the ring.
Well.
But yeah, the walk-in closet's not a good result for us.
Can we get to the dining room?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we will pass out from exhaustion upon entering the spare green room.
Okay. How did you feel about?
Unless there's food stashed in this closet somewhere. Perhaps we could just eat a belt. Just chew on a belt. Looks like no.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us on this very typical episode of Blueprints.
Didn't happen to miss anything in here, did I? No. We did see some rooms that had chests in them, and we have a sledgehammer now, but I don't think we're going to encounter any of them. All right, you ready? I'm going to sprint at that food. So close. So close. Yeah. Overall, not a very exciting day. I should have picked the second blueprint. I'm blaming you.
Okay. Oh, that's fair.
Should have picked the second one in the dark. Yeah, no, that's just a crummy day. Like, again, there's so much Mount Holly, perplexing schoolhouse. It certainly is. The gallery was interesting. I'm sad that we did not. I'm sad that we didn't figure that out. Had I not been on camera, I would have been, I think, a lot more inclined to spend longer sitting in the room trying to puzzle out the images.
Oh, same, and just there's a degree to which
it's just the magic of Let's Play.
This being an entertainment product, where unlike a lot of Let's Players, you do care about the experience of the viewer.
What a perplexing schoolhouse. Well, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're taking our 20 bonus steps and we are going to continue hoping for the house to let us play the game. Woo! And we'll see you then.
See you then.